Today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm broadcasting to you from beautiful Central Europe capital city of Hungary, Budapest. Hi Khyber, hi Solaiman. Good to see so many students joining in right away. All right, everyone. Today we are looking at IELTS, the speaking section, specifically starting off with speaking part 1, a great way to get into your IELTS learning today. Again, our materials are coming from our websites, aehelp.com. That's academicenglishhelp.com for the academic exam. And for the general exam, be sure to check us out at gieltshelp.com. That's general IELTS help.com, where we have lots and lots of help for you to get those high band scores and succeed on the exam, so you really don't have to sit the exam again. All right, so students, those websites, just really quickly, they look like this. This is the academic one with the blue background. Click that red button to join there. That's at aehelp.com. And for the general, it's the green background. Click that big red button there to join. Hi, Syed. Hi, Patricio. Good to see some of our members joining in on the class on time as well. That's fantastic. So these classes, they run from Wednesday to Saturday. The classes are usually at 15 to 16 o'clock, where everybody can join in on the chat. Today it's speaking part 1. Tomorrow, writing task 2 for members at 13:30 to 14:30. And then that's followed by some reading strategy where everybody can join. So this is our schedule for this week. We have speaking part 3. We have listening coming up. That is up in our community board as well, so you can check out the schedule in our community chat, community board on the channel. If you have questions, comments, concerns about the exam, about our products, don't be shy. Send me an email. My email is my name, Adrian, at aehelp.com. So just shoot me an email and we'll respond to you usually within 24 hours. Okay, students, let's get cracking on today's lesson. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the speaking interview, it has 3 parts. It takes about 12 to 15 minutes. Speaking part 1 are some questions to get to know you better. So it's focusing on you. It's first person. The questions are about you. What do you do? Where do you go? What do you like? So make sure to use the words I, me, my, okay? It's talking about you, so use the first person in speaking part 1. That's my first tip for you today. And you might think that's strange. You might say, well, Adrian, why are you telling me that? That's kind of weird. If somebody asks me a question about what do I like, I always say I like this. But that's not true. Many students will use the words you or people instead of me, myself. So tip number 1, and practice this, catch yourself if you make a mistake, is in part 1, the questions are usually concerning you, meaning you, the candidate. So be sure to use the first person voice. The first person voice means talk about yourself. Okay? Use pronouns I, me, my, myself, personally. Okay, those should be a part of your speech. Those should be a part of your responses. A lot of students in part 1, I hear them say things like, oh, you will see this and you will like that. So they start switching to the second person voice. It's not good, so don't use the second person voice, okay? Careful. It's natural. We do that in every language where we start to say you in hopes that we catch our listeners' attention, but it's not good communication. So careful not to switch to using you, the second person voice. Okay, that's for part one especially. Okay, that's for part one especially. All right, so you go into the exam room. By the way, students, when should you arrive to your speaking test? So when should you be aiming for? When should you be arriving to your speaking exam? That's a good question. It's always one to refresh and one to remind new viewers about. Okay, let's see. I'm guessing at least some of our members will answer that. Baljit says, get there at least an hour before. Yeah, I usually say 45 minutes, but it's not going to hurt to be even earlier than that. So you should arrive 1 hour before your scheduled interview time so that you can get familiar with your surroundings, to feel comfortable. Okay. What else can you do in that 1 hour? So why so early? Okay, why should you arrive so early? So you get comfortable with your surroundings, to feel comfortable. So you can go to the washroom if you need to. Maybe grab a snack if you're feeling hungry. Try not to attend the speaking exam hungry. That's a bad idea. Your brain needs gasoline. It needs fuel, right? What's another reason? Why else? Guyber says to refresh the brain, but how? Okay. Speaking, Vladislav, is only about 12 to 15 minutes, so the whole interview session might be that time. I don't think that's going to be your interview. Okay, all right. Grab a snack if you're hungry. The most important element to pay attention to, and this is why you really want to go there early, is so you can practice, okay? Switch to English and use English. You should use English for the whole day before your speaking interview, but if you're not doing that because you have family or others who don't speak English, you have to switch to your own language, then you need to use English for that 1 hour before your speaking exam. So use only English for at least 1 hour before your speaking test, okay? And along with that, find other candidates. Take speaking questions with you. You can probably, if you forget them at home, it's good to have the paper questions, students, but if you forget them, you can just find some online on your phone, okay? You won't be able to take your phone into the speaking, though, or, well, maybe in your pocket, but they ask you not to, so careful about that. So find other candidates, take speaking questions with you, ask others to practice Q&A back and forth, okay? That can help you to save at least a half band, maybe even a full band. And I really push this onto students, and I still have a feeling like many students are not doing that. They're not actually taking speaking questions with them and practicing before they walk in, but you should. And you should take one other step. I don't see that. So yeah, Rahul, a full band, absolutely. If you keep your brain in English for 1 hour, so many times when I do practice IELTS exams with students, they start to speak a full band better by the time they're in part 3, because finally their brain is moving in English, but it's too late because it's already part 3. So you want to reach that level before you go into the exam room. It's a really bad idea to walk in to the speaking test stone cold, students. So don't do that. Okay. And there's one other step that you should take. Natasha, be really careful with drinking coffee. Too much coffee can actually mess with your mind. So a little bit of stimulant is okay, but too much coffee, too much caffeine, too much Red Bull is not the best. You'll actually lose performance. So one other really important step before you walk into your speaking is a mental checklist. So right before you walk into your interview, remind yourself of what you need to do, what you need to pay attention to. Okay? So that is a very good skill. Remind yourself of what you need to pay attention to, such as complex sentences, reflecting grammar of questions, including smooth flowing examples, looking at the cue card and your notes during the speaking time. Okay, so these are just some. These are just some that I put up here, but this is your mental checklist. Pachu, buying time, and you're asking how to buy time with phrases like, that's a great question. Please allow me a moment to think about the answer. Okay. Sana, exactly what I said earlier. Make sure you're not hungry when you walk into that, or thirsty, or you don't need to go to the washroom. Okay, so these are just 5 important points of why you need to go to your exam early. And when you follow these 5 points, there's a really good chance that you can save yourself half band to a full band in your speaking. Okay, you really need to be on the ball. That means focused and concentrating when you're in your speaking exam. Now, as a last kind of step, again, visualize that the examiner is your grandpa or your grandma. That means that you visualize that they are the person who you feel really comfortable with. You can speak clearly to them completely. You speak loud. You're happy to see them, okay? So those are some important steps. And then your exam begins, and the examiner will say, welcome to the speaking portion of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. May I see your identification or passport, please? And then you will respond by saying what? So when the examiner says, may I see your identification or passport, please? What will you say? I'm happy to see you as well. My name is Magali, but definitely don't say I'm happy to see you, sir. All right, Preeti says, yes, here it is, sir. Preeti, it sounds better to say, yes, sir, here it is. Okay? It's not bad the way you did it, but it's better that way. Tina says, yes, sure, here you are. Vladislav says, yes, of course, here you go. That works as well. A polite way, students, a polite, nice way to respond to that question is by saying certainly. Sure is quite colloquial. Certainly is a bit more professional. So certainly, please have a look. Okay, that's a little bit more polite than sure, here it is. But it's okay to say sure, here it is. We live in a world of less formalities now. So certainly, please have a look. And they will. They'll take a look. They'll look at the picture. They'll carefully look at your face, match it up. And they will also match your name, and they will ask you, what is your full name? What is your full name? So what should you answer to this question? What is your full name? Igor, just saying take a look. It's a bit awkward. I'd say please take a look if you're going to say that. So at least put a please in front of it, Igor. Tina says, my full name is Tina Tugipur. Please call me by my nickname, Titi. Okay, that works. Sure. Kyber says, my last name is Moman. My first name is Kyber, so please call me Kyber. That works. Yeah, get it out nice and fast, too, students. Make sure to practice saying your name smoothly. All right. Mario Espitia says, my full name is Mario Esteban Espitia Martinez. Please call me Mario. Okay, Mario, that's great. That's my younger brother's name is Mario as well. So, close to my heart. Aidana says, my family name is Sadibek and my given name is Aidana. And again, just let them know what they should call you, especially if it's a nickname, because they usually will ask you that, especially if you have a difficult name to pronounce or a really long name or you have several middle names. Then they'll say, and what should I call you? So you might as well give them that piece of information right away. Okay, Vikram says, my first name is Sapna and my given name is Kumari. Please call me Sapna. Vikram, first name and given name are usually the same in English-speaking countries because we start with our given or first names, not with our family names. So pay attention to that, okay? I would say my name or my full name is Jonathan Andrew Smith. Please call me John. Okay, nice, quick, to the point. And again, answering that second question of what should I call you? Please call me John. Students, and there's a lot of you watching. There's over 200 of you right now in here, which is fantastic. This is a speaking class, and I can read what you're thinking. I can't hear what you're thinking, but I would love to imagine that all of you 228 beautiful people watching right now are actually repeating these sentences nice and loud. So make sure to repeat me, okay? Hopefully you are in a place where you can use your loud, clear voice and repeat sentences, questions, words, write down vocabulary. Copy my pronunciation. If you're wondering, my pronunciation is West Coast North American. So Vancouver, Seattle, Los Angeles, San Francisco, or San Fran as we say. Most people speak with a very similar accent to myself. So that is a very nice, clear accent to learn and copy. And also copy my intonation as well. Okay? So, all right. And again, the examiner will, for part one, ask you some more icebreakers. Okay? So here is the next question. Do you work or study? Okay? Do you work or study? Give me some nice full sentence answers to that question. Baljeet, I see you're kind of jumping the gun. Of course, that comes from racing when people run. And if you jump the gun, they reset the race, and it's a fault. All right, so Baljeet Lubana, one of our members, says, currently I'm studying for IELTS since I have plans to pursue my graduation either in Canada or New Zealand. And I'm also doing a part-time job in the service center for Amazon. Not in Amazon, but for Amazon, Baljeet. In Amazon is okay. I guess you're working in the company. But makes sense. Okay. Akram John Kumilyanov says, my full name is Akram John Kumilyanov. Given one is Akram John. If you have any difficulty to pronounce my name, you can just call me by my nickname, Ace. Okay, Akramajit, that's quite a long way to answer that first question. You might want to shorten that up. Just go straight for, please just call me Ace. My name's a bit difficult to pronounce. So, all right. Let's see. Preeti says, I'm a lecturer in a renowned medical college and my specialty is gynecology nursing. Okay, good, Preeti. That works. Sure. And it's nice and specific. Okay. Mariko, good to see you in class. Mariko says, please call me. Mariko, normally, Which name people choose, first name or family name? Mariko, I definitely go with Mariko. Okay, so just say my full name is Mariko. I'm not sure what your family name is. Please just call me Mariko. Okay, so keep it simple, Mariko. Don't overcomplicate it. And people usually choose to be called by their first name, especially in most English-speaking cultures. All right, Xavier Chua says, I'm currently working as a store manager at ABC Company, which basically sells construction materials such as pipes, cement, and wires. That works as well. For this question, do you work or study? If you can, throw in a bit of present perfect just to show your higher level ability right away. You can do something like, I've been working as an English teacher for the past 10 years at a local high school. And recently, I've been studying psychology as I want to improve my teaching methodology. Okay, so notice how I'm throwing in some present perfect as contractions. So one big difference, students, in the speaking and writing section of the IELTS exam is in speaking, it's good to use contractions because it's natural. So instead of I have, you can go I've. Just make sure that's clear. In the essays, don't use contractions. In general IELTS Task 1 writing, informal, you can use contractions, but that's the only one where you can use contractions, okay? Don't use contractions anywhere else. For those of you that aren't clear, contractions means when you take words like I am and you push it together into I'm, okay? So in English, of course, we do that often, and in speaking, that's very natural. So here I'm showing present perfect, and in fact, it's not just present perfect, it's present perfect progressive. So I've been working as an English teacher for the past 10 years at a local high school, and recently I've been studying psychology as I want to improve my teaching methodology. So that is a nice, complex, compound sentence, including some present perfect progressive, and right away your examiner's going, it's high-level language, complex language, natural language, coherent language. So you're getting all of those check marks that eventually will add to your band 8 or 9. All right, students, next question. What is your favorite activity? What is it? What's your favorite activity? If the question takes you by surprise, don't rush it. Just say, okay, just give me a second to think about that. I love to. Okay, so think for a moment, all right? So what is your favorite activity? Still just an icebreaker. Usually about 2 to 3 questions for icebreakers. Samir Raj says, my favorite activities are reading novels, listening to music, learning languages, and gardening. Samir, I didn't ask you that. It's singular. What is your favorite activity? Not what are your favorite activities. Careful, Samir. Here you have to be really precise, okay? You can't just suddenly start listing off a whole bunch of activities because you're off topic, okay? Mario says, do you mean in my free time? Mario, that's kind of an unnecessary question. Yes, sure, in your free time. Just answer the question for me, okay? We don't need to go into specifics. Just say what you believe it is. Whether it's your free time or not your free time, doesn't matter. You can explain that. So you can say, Mario, you can say, well, my favorite activity when I have some free time is, and then say what you want, like Rahul Singh. Rahul Singh says, well, I love to play the guitar once in a day since childhood. I've been playing this instrument, so it really alleviates my daily stress, like yesterday when I played Nirvana for a couple hours on my electric guitar. Sure, that makes sense. So I'd have to say that my favorite activity is playing the guitar. I've played the guitar since childhood, and I absolutely, what's going on with my spelling? Absolutely love it. It helps me unwind after a stressful or busy day, like yesterday, after studying for more than 10 hours. It felt great to pluck the strings for an hour. Okay, so that's a robust answer. I'm always pushing you with these natural responses. Just repeat after me, okay? I'd have to say that my favorite activity is playing the guitar. I've played the guitar since childhood, and I absolutely love it. It helps me unwind after a stressful or busy day. Like yesterday, after studying for more than 10 hours, it felt great to pluck the strings for an hour. Notice my use of quantitative language, 10 hours, okay? I've played since childhood, so again, measurable, visible. Love it, paraphrasing favorite, okay? So those are some strong points to include in your responses. Okay, and again, just repeat after me when I'm saying these sentences. All right, I'll read a couple more. Balbir Singh says, I love to play cricket when I have a holiday. It gives me lots of enjoyment. Sure, sweet to the point. Makes sense. That's good. Balbir, and you don't have to overdo it for these icebreakers. Yosef Samir says, I'm an active person. I'm an active person, Yosef. I'm an active person, so I love to play football and swim. I've been practicing these activities since I was a kid. Yosef, same advice as to a previous student. This is one activity. What is your favorite activity? Okay, it's got to be one. I love to play computer games, or I love to play the guitar, or I love jazz dance. So pick a favorite activity, but just pick one. Pay attention to plural singulars. Okay, I'm going to actually make a note of that because I've seen a couple of you make this mistake. So here's another quick tip to keep in mind. If the question's in plural, answer in plural. If it's singular, answer with one. Okay, don't switch them up because you will lose marks. Okay, if you're not answering the exact question, you will lose marks. So tip, important tip. If the question is asking for one choice, it's singular, make sure to only provide one or a singular answer. Okay? Of course, if it's plural, then give multiple. Okay, so keep that in mind. It is definitely important. Now, once you're done here, then the examiner will say, okay, now we will continue with part one, and I will ask you some more questions on a general topic. Let's talk about fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables. How fun is that? Ooh, talking about fruits and veggies. Okay. All right. So your first question, and this is very commonly the first question, is how often? How often do you eat fruits or vegetables? How often do you eat fruits or vegetables? So answer that question for me. Lanthiu says, actually, I often have fruits and veggies for almost every meal. Almost every meal, Lanthiu, is a singular on meal. Every meal. In my country, it is important for people to have a balanced diet, which includes protein, rice, and various kinds of vegetables. Various kinds of vegetables. Lanthiu, careful with your plural singulars. You have quite a few mistakes on that in that one response. So, careful. All right. Let's see what else is coming up. Markey says, I almost always eat fruits and vegetables as they are healthy and nutritious. Apart from this, they are delicious. Markey, you're giving me a lot of information, but you should try to stick to the question. Almost always is a bit weird too. I know we say that as native English speakers as well, but it's not good communication. So just say I always or often or usually or rarely, but be a little bit clearer, okay? Almost always is kind of like, so how often? Mariko says, I eat an orange. Mariko, an orange. Okay, your orange starts with a vowel, so it needs the singular an before it. I eat an orange every day until I feel full. Okay, is natural. All right. Baljit says, well, I love to eat both fruits and vegetables in each meal of the day. Mango is my favorite fruit. I can't imagine a day without having at least one mango. All right, Baljit, that's a good answer. I like it, and it works. Okay, so this one is asking for adverbs of frequency. Hopefully most of you realize that. So this kind of question is asking to see if you can use the words always, often, usually, rarely, sometimes, never. So you want to roll those in there. I often eat both fruits and vegetables, or veggies, if you want to go even more natural. Notice right away, adverb of frequency, correlative conjunction, both and, natural native use of the word vegetables as veggies. So I often eat both fruits and veggies at least twice a day, as not only are they delicious, but also very healthy. In fact, I had an apple just before this exam. And if you want to get really clever, you could use an idiom. You could say, as they say, an apple a day does what? Can somebody finish that sentence for me? There's an expression, or there's a proverb, a saying in English. Can anybody finish that one for me? So, an apple a day does what? Okay. Both are okay, Igor. Sometimes we pronounce the T, sometimes we pronounce it without. I sometimes do both. Kirti Dagger says, keeps the doctor away. The. Good job for those of you that got the word the in there as well. So there's the. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Yes, perfect. Now, students, we're having fun there with that, but be very careful using idioms, proverb expressions. They have to be used accurately in the speaking section. If you cannot use it perfectly, then just don't do it, because they can be very confusing when used incorrectly and drop your score. So I usually tell students to stay away from idioms and expressions like this during the speaking, okay? So again, repeat after me. I often eat both fruits and veggies at least twice a day, as not only are they delicious, but also very healthy. In fact, I had an apple just before this exam. As they say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And eating a breakfast full of fruit before the IELTS exam, speaking exam, or the sit-down exam is a good idea, because fruits will charge your batteries with fructose, fruit sugars, and those help the brain function really well. So just a little bit of a different piece of advice there. Okay, students, let's go to the next one here. What is your favorite fruit? Why? Okay, answer that question for me. What is your favorite fruit? Students, if I don't catch your response the first time, don't worry, just keep pushing. I will get to your responses, so I'll get, to as many as possible while keeping the flow of the class. So, yes, Baljit, fruit sugar is called fructose. That's right, it is, it's fructose. Grape sugar being one of the best, most easily absorbed sugars for the human body. Amardeep Singh says strawberry. Strawberry's your favorite. Ooh, here in Hungary, where I'm at right now, we have some really delicious strawberries. Why, Amardeep? You need to answer me in a full sentence. Jessica Alfama, you say, I love oranges. Use the plural there, Jessica. I love oranges. Why do you love oranges, Jessica? What do you love about them? Visualize it. Okay, Rahul, yes, we know mango is your favorite. It's the king of the fruit kingdom. And Rahul, connect your answer. You told us you love mango and it's your favorite. So connect it. Say, Rahul, as I just mentioned, mango is the best of the best for me. I believe it is the king of all fruits. So connect among your answers, Rahul. That will help you to bump up your score. Okay, Kyber, as I just mentioned previously, I love to eat apples. Good. There you go. There's a good connection, Kyber, because it not only helps me to stay healthy, as they say, an apple a day, but also to lose weight. Since I've been eating apples, I've lost like 10 kilos, right, Kyber? Give it some quantitative information. Good. Khan Shakil says, I love papaya because of its health benefits. It's a good amount of fiber, and my wife often applies it to my face as it helps me to have radiant skin. Khan, that's great. Yeah, sure, and you're laughing about it, but it's true. Papaya has great benefits. In fact, papaya is an extremely good fruit for digestion. It has really good digestive enzymes in it as well. I'm sure you must have known that, Khan. So papaya is not only delicious and aromatic, but also extremely good for digestion. Right, Khan? All right. So my absolute favorite fruit is banana. I love both the texture and taste of this fruit. It is easy to eat and full of potassium. There we go. There's my answer, okay? My absolute favorite fruit is banana. I love both the texture and taste of this fruit. It is easy to eat and has lots of potassium. Have I used full? No, it is easy to eat and full of potassium. So that works well, okay? Patricio, you also love to eat bananas. And it's, potassium, which helps after running around the park. That's one of the reasons I eat it, Patricio, is I also do a lot of running, and the potassium is great. All right. Here's the next question, students. Let's keep rolling. Everybody's doing a fantastic job. Why is it important to eat fruits and vegetables? Why is it important to eat fruits and vegetables? Use the question in your answer. Okay? Use the question in your answer. Shivani Sharma says, it is very important to eat fruits and vegetables because they are the key to maintaining a healthy body and also keeps us safe from various diseases. Sure. Shivani, do you know what vitamin C found in many fruits keeps us safe from? So what is that very horrible looking disease or illness where people's gums turn all black and their teeth start falling out and eventually it causes death? Sailors used to get this a long time ago. Paruch Sharma, very quickly with the answer, scurvy. That's right, scurvy. Arr. You might even throw in a pirate accent. No, don't do that in your IELTS exam. I eat oranges. They are full of vitamin C and keep me safe from scurvy. Arr. Especially when I'm sailing on the seven seas. And then the examiner will say, wow, not only do you speak great English and know words like scurvy, but you even sound like a pirate, you get band 10. Just kidding. Don't do that. Keep it serious. But if you know the word scurvy, use it. Okay? So, sure. Okay, some good answers coming up. I'll read a few more. It is important simply because they help maintain the metabolism and are a vital source of vitamins that safeguard us from disease. Farhan, that is a beautiful answer, full of great vocabulary, and I will use that more or less. So, fruits and veggies are important or are a necessary part of human diet simply because they help regulate and maintain our metabolism and are vital sources of vitamins, or as British like to say, vitamins, that safeguard is the better word there, us from diseases like scurvy, which results from vitamin C deficiency. Okay, that is an absolute band 9 answer. Okay, so if you really want to see what your guaranteed band 9 looks like, it looks like this. Again, repeat after me. Farhan, thank you for setting the foundation for this answer. So here we go. Repeat after me. Fruits and veggies are a necessary part of human diet simply because they help regulate and maintain our metabolism and are vital sources of vitamins that safeguard us from diseases like scurvy, which result from vitamin C deficiency. Okay? Yeah, you're thinking, really, Adrian? I have to answer like that in the exam to get a high band score? Yeah, if you want a band 9, yes. A band 9 is an expert user of English. It's not a native speaker of English. It's an expert user of English. This is considered an expert level response to this question. The question seems simple, but this is an expert level response. Okay, I hope that's clear. All right. Yes, thank you for that, Vladislav. Where do you buy fruits and veggies? So where do you buy fruits and veggies? That's a great question. Give me a nice answer for that one. That's one that you can really do a good job on if you think about it critically. Okay? So where do you buy fruits and veggies. Okay. Pachu says, I often buy fruits and veggies from the local market because it's readily available, Pachu, and free from pesticides and insecticides. Yep, that's good. Okay. So grown in small farms or micro farms. Shivani says, I usually buy fruits and veggies from the supermarket because it is fresh, cheap, and readily available. Easily available is a bit awkward. Readily available, students, is the correct collocation. Nick 73040 says, usually I go to the grocery store, but sometimes I go to the local market to buy fruits and veggies, even though it's a little bit more expensive. I like the quality of the fruits and vegetables more at the local market. Okay, nice. Good. Yeah. So some of you are picking up that hint that I gave you, that you can give some good answers here, because sure, many of us buy fruits and veggies at the supermarket, but definitely the local market, or farmers market as we often refer to it, farmers market, is a great place to buy fruits and vegetables, where you have local producers that have organic fruits and veggies, right? So, Mariko says, I buy fruits and veggies at a convenience store because when I finish work on the day and I'm hungry, I can buy it on my way home. Mariko, make sure to put that critical piece in there. So don't expect your listener to connect the dots. Put all the connections in. So I can buy those fruits and vegetables on my commute home from work so that I can eat them at night before going to bed. Okay, Mariko? So make those connections there. All right? It's important. Okay, so I'll give an answer there as well. Here we go. Most of the time, I buy my produce. Okay, that's a nice paraphrase. Produce paraphrases fruits and vegetables. So most of the time I buy my produce at the local farmers market because the food or the produce is fresh, organic, and delicious. Okay. Fortunately, it is only about the market. Got to be careful with those pronouns. The market is only about 3 blocks from my flat. Okay. So repeat after me, students. Most of the time, I buy my produce at the local farmer's market because the produce is fresh, organic, and delicious. Fortunately, the market is only about 3 blocks from my flat. Fantastic. All right, doing a great job. So, next question. Have fruits and vegetables changed in the last few decades? I bet all of you have a pretty good opinion or answer for that one. Have fruits and vegetables changed in the last few decades? For those of you that don't know, a decade means 10 years, okay? So a few decades would be like 10, 20, 30 years. So have fruits and veggies changed over the past 10, 20, 30 years? Yes or no? Okay. Let's see. Some answers already coming up. Shivani says, or let's start with Tina. Tina says, yes, I think almost all fruits and veggies have changed. Good. You're showing your present perfect right away, Tina. You caught that. Fantastic. From 10 years ago. Yeah. In what way, Tina? You want to include that into your answer as well. All right. Paruk Sharma says, yes, fruits and vegetables have changed in the last few decades due to overpopulation. The demand for these has increased rapidly, which has led to a lot of genetically modified produce. Right, Paruk? So finish that idea, but you're off to a great start. And I know that some of you run out of characters before the chat kind of cuts you off, so I get that. I can't read this Cyrillic. It's Muddy Patya. I can't read it. I have to learn a bit of Cyrillic, so at least I can read the names. The variety of different fruits and vegetables has remained the same, but their quality has deteriorated over the past several decades. Yeah, and the word deteriorated, quality has deteriorated, is a good use of that higher level vocabulary. Good. Okay, so some nice answers coming up there. Absolutely. Some Chinese characters there. I can't read that either, but the answer is, I think yes, some fruits have been genetically modified is the correct verb, not changed, modified. As technology improves, especially strawberries have gotten much sweeter. Ooh, really? I would say strawberries have gotten less flavorful, much more colorful, and much bigger, is what I would say. Shiny. But it's a good example. Strawberries is a great example of how fruits and vegetables have changed over the past few decades. So yes, I do believe that many varieties of fruits and veggies have gone through significant changes over the past half century with the advent of genetically modified foods. Okay, sure. Sounds good. So yes, I do believe that many varieties of fruits and veggies have gone through. Really importantly here, students, and many of you are doing this, which is fantastic, is that you're noticing that the question is present perfect. Have these fruits and vegetables changed? And you're including that in your answer. That's really important for the IELTS speaking exam to reflect the grammar of questions in your answers. Questions present perfect, you have to throw it into your answer. One of the quickest ways to do that is just say, yes, they have. They have changed a lot. Okay, so show right away that you know what you're talking about. Yes, I do believe that many varieties of fruits and veggies have gone through significant changes over the past half century with the advent of genetically modified foods. Notable are strawberries, which have gotten bigger and less flavorful. Okay? Strawberries is a great example. All right, good answer. Last question here for part one, students. Last question here. If you could choose to grow a fruit or vegetable, what would it be? Give me a nice answer for that one. If you could choose to grow a fruit or a vegetable, what would it be? All right. Vladislav, for the previous question, says, certainly, farm produce has changed over the last few decades. Unfortunately, not in a good way. The reason for that is they are filled with water and even some harmful pesticides. This is as a result of business, money, and profit. Right, Vladislav? Absolutely. So big companies like Monsanto is a noteworthy one there. All right. Saswati says, oh, just a moment, Saswati. I'll get back to you. So Saswati Bhaktachari says, I choose to grow fruits because firstly, I like fruits other than vegetables. My favorite fruit is grapes. So I would try to produce it. Also, I have a garden in my backyard, which is perfect for growing fruits. Saswati, you're a little bit off the mark. It's a fruit. So remember, again, students, plurals and singulars. Here I'm asking about one fruit or vegetable. So Saswati, you should just start and finish with grapes, okay? If I could choose one type of fruit to grow, it would be a grape, and I would grow grapes in my backyard. I love the taste. They're sweet little nuggets of goodness. So stick with grapes, okay? Don't talk about this and that. Just asking about one type. Agustin Teuk says it would definitely be a citrus tree since its fruits are delicious and valuable as well. And last but not least, it is a beautiful decoration in my garden. Garden, Agustin, not in your house. I'm guessing you'd grow it in your garden. Agustin, it's a good answer. Be more specific. What kind of citrus tree? Would it be an orange tree? Would it be a lemon tree? Would it be a grapefruit tree? So what kind of a citrus tree? Be specific, okay? So say it would be a citrus tree, most likely mandarins, because I love their sweet flavor. Rupa says if I have to choose, it would definitely, I would grow potatoes because I don't want to change their original taste. And potatoes are full of vitamin C and they go with just about every meal. Mashed potatoes, hash browns, and baked potatoes. Right. Pachu, samosa, pick that one, stick with it. All right, students, doing a fantastic job there. Well, as I had previously mentioned, I love bananas, so it would be awesome to grow a banana tree in my backyard. However, this is just wishful thinking because there is no way a banana tree would survive in Victoria, Canada, yet alone yield delicious fruit. All right, so there is my response. Again, reminding you students to make sure you have connections among your answers. If I said my favorite fruit, it's banana, then it makes sense to connect this answer and say I would grow a banana tree if I really had the choice to grow anything. So this is what I said here in this case. Again, repeat after me. Well, as I had previously mentioned, I love bananas, so it would be awesome to grow a banana tree in my backyard. Notice the modal would be because it's an unreal condition. So with the use of that would be, I'm telling my listener that it's unrealistic. I'd love to grow it, but it's not going to happen. All right? However, this is just wishful thinking because there's no way a banana tree would survive in Victoria, Canada, yet alone yield delicious fruit. Okay? Yet alone yield is some really nice, natural, high-level English expression in this case as well. Okay, students, that's part one, and then the examiner will say, great. No, they won't say great. They'll just say, that's the end of part one. Now we will continue with part two. For part two, here's a card with some questions on it, and then they'll continue on. We will do part two, I think, later this week in one of the classes. If not, then definitely next week. We have some great part two cue card questions. Again, our materials, students, come from our website. So for world-class IELTS strategies, materials, videos, lots and lots more help with speaking, writing, go to gieltshelp.com, click the red button to join our premium package, or for academic, go to aehelp.com, click that big red button to join our premium package there. Fantastic participation, some brilliant thoughts today and contributions, students. You've done a fantastic job. I hope you picked up some valuable tips for what you should and what you should not do for high scores in the speaking section of the IELTS exam. Tomorrow, 13:30 is our members chat class. 15 o'clock, everybody can chat class. I hope to see all of you there. Keep up the good studies. English is a powerful tool no matter what you use it for in today's global community. So make sure to remember that. It's not just for the IELTS exam, it's for the rest of your life. And I can promise you that you can learn it and speak it and understand it well. Our brains are programmed to acquire languages. Much love to all of you. Have a great rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.